Hi everybody, my name is Gareth and I work for Cumberland Lodge. Cumberland Lodge is an educational charity based in Windsor Great Park, and we bring young people together to talk across difference, hopefully through those conversations building a better future for everybody. Cumberland Lodge was started just after World War II, and our founder Amy Buller wanted to understand how the Nazi Party had taken control and how hate and violence had prospered. She also wanted to make sure that it didn't happen again. Today we work with lots of young people aged from about 16 to 25 or 30, and we bring them here to talk about the big questions related to democracy, politics, freedom, justice. We also want to get them to talk about the world that they want to create in the future and give them the skills to create that. One of my jobs is to bring young people together to talk about freedom of religion or belief. These young people are a diverse group. They have different backgrounds, different beliefs, and we think that's what makes their conversations here so special. Some of these young people will be deeply connected to a religion or religious tradition like Judaism, Christianity, Islam, but other members of the group might be interested in talking about rights more generally and how we can talk effectively across difference. This reflects the fact that freedom of religion or belief, protections and rights protects everybody. They protect those who believe in a particular religion and have a particular belief system, and they protect those who choose not to have any particular belief system. That's why we bring this group together, to explore what that means for everybody. So what do we do with this group? We get them together here at Cumberland Lodge for 3 weekends during the year, and we look at particular terms. We get them to try and think about what these big terms mean. What does freedom mean? What does religion mean? And what does belief mean? Those can mean different things to different people, and we want to embrace that diversity within their conversations. We also want to give them the skills to dialogue across difference. Often debate can be seen as the most important way of getting your point across. And debate is about winning the argument, about proving that the other person's point of view is wrong. Dialogue is a different way of communicating, and it's more about understanding and listening, and through that, change can happen. We often set up our dialogues in a circle, and we ask everybody to take turns speaking and also to take turns listening deeply. If we think about identity as a big iceberg, there's lots that you can see on top, maybe how people dress, how they might talk, but we also want to give space for people to understand what is underneath the water, at the bottom of the iceberg, which might be related to what they believe, what they think is right and wrong, and how they make sense of the world. Through that, great conversations can happen. So we use a story from history, or a poem, or an experience that someone has had, a story that they want to tell as a jumping off point for our discussions. We then ask everybody to think deeply and listen deeply, and through that, new possibilities might emerge in their heads, thinking about things in a new way that they hadn't considered before. It also is important that this process allows people to build relationships well, to make friendships, and to feel understood. So when I'm speaking and being listened to, not only are other people understanding me better, but I get that sense of feeling understood and being more comfortable in that group too. The last important part of this is building a network between people. That's just the individual friendships and relationships that build as people spend time with us here, or people talk outside in the world more generally. And this network acts a bit like a spider's web. Everybody has different connections, but the strength of the web comes from the variety of connections within the group. Also, if one particular strand might break down, the whole web doesn't need to fall. The rest of the connections hold the web up, while that little strands can be repaired over time. That's the way we think about some of the relationships that we're building between people here. We think that if you want to change the world, or even just the area around you, it helps to know as much as you can about it. It also helps to have that network of friends who can support you and challenge you through that. And through our programs here, we hope that people build those deep relationships across difference that help them create the world they want to see.